Hey there, everybody. It's just Kate McKibben here from Secret Bloggers Business, and I got my hair done, I got my lippy on, so it must be time for another SBB Live. So thank you so much for coming and joining me this week. If you are jumping on live, welcome, and please come and let me know, say hi in the comments, let me know where you're from, and if you have any questions at all about today's topic, which is all about email sales funnels, feel free to pop them into the chat box and I'll be happy to answer them at the end. So today I want to chat to you guys about something that I think a lot of people seem to get a little bit worked up on, and it's something that a lot of people kind of think is a lot bigger and harder and scarier than it actually is. So they don't get around to actually doing it. Oh, hey Zeta, how you going? Thanks for joining me. And that is email sales funnels. So I know funnel is kind of like the cool buzzword at the moment. Like everyone's, talking about how their funnel's doing this and it's doing that. And I think if you haven't actually had a chance to play with funnels particularly, or you haven't implemented them yet in your blog or business, they might seem like something that's a lot more difficult than they actually are, something that's a lot maybe scarier, too hard, too techy than what they really are. And then again, that might mean that you don't actually go and do them. And that's a real shame, because funnels are brilliant tools, particularly for solopreneurs or for bloggers, coaches, anyone who doesn't have a massive team. Yet the funnel is kind of a way of automating different parts of your business, in particular in relation to growing your audience, growing your list, and getting more sales through the door. So why wouldn't you want to have that done on autopilot when you're not having to pay staff to go and do it? You can actually just kind of set up the cool online bots and software to do it for you. It's not expensive, it's not scary, and I'm going to take you through exactly how to do my favorite funnel today. So my favorite funnel, which is the one that I was one of the first ones that I've set up, and it's probably the one that's made the most money for my business as well, as far as evergreen revenue, is my warm-up funnel. So I call it our master funnel. Other people call it a warm-up or an intro or an onboarding funnel, whatever you want to call it. It's basically just the funnel that, when some people first kind of come into your list, how they get introduced to you. That's what your warm-up funnel is. And it's where you get that chance to really put your best foot forward, show your best stuff, to really, grow some trust, help to give some value, get people to really know who you are, what you're about, how you're going to help them. And also, more controversially, to know whether or not you're not for them, because that's another really important thing, an important service that your funnel can offer. And that is to stop those people who have maybe come in, they're just kind of tire kickers, or they're just having a look around, or maybe they've stumbled across you from some weird Pinterest search and you're not actually related to the stuff they're looking for. They just want to get that one particular freebie. You can use your funnel to kind of filter them out as well, so you're not growing a massive email list that's just full of time wasters and tire kickers. Instead, you're growing an email list of people who are really engaged, who are really interested in what you're talking about, and who really see the value in what you're doing, and who are starting to create that connection with you through the emails and the stuff that you send them. So this is your master funnel, your warm-up funnel, whatever you want to call it. And I'll share with you guys now what goes into it. We've got a couple of hellos. Hi Lee and hi Louise from Melbourne. How you going? How crazy is this weather today? Spent the last 20 minutes trying to find somewhere that's light enough, because it's been so gloomy and overcast, to be able to actually do this video. And then the second I sat down, the sun came out and it was blaring and it was way too bright. So yay, Melbourne in spring. Yes, so cold. Oh, hey, Anna, how you going? All right, so anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm very good at that, but let's get into what goes into this master funnel. So basically, my first tip with this is to keep it really simple. Now, a lot of people, again, you can get really carried away with all the cool stuff you can do. And once you start playing with different automations and things like that, you'll be going, oh my God, when someone reads this blog post, I'm going to send them this. And then when they sign up for this email and click on this thing, I'm going to send this other thing. And then you create this crazy, complicated funnel. And that's where you get yourself into trouble. Usually More complicated isn't better. Simple is better. And particularly when you're getting started, keep it simple, because that way you're going to know what is working and what isn't. And if you're wanting to jump in and make changes or tweak or alter anything, test different stuff out, it's a lot easier to do than if you've got this crazy 50 step with all different variations and A/B testing and all kinds of stuff going on, and it's not working as well as you want it to work. Then you're going to all right, well, where do I start to figure out how to fix this? So tip 1, keep it simple. And that's a bonus anyway, because again, simple means it's faster to implement. You can literally get this up and running, in a couple of hours. So, all right, what goes into it? Well, the very first thing is obviously, most of us have multiple different ways that people can be getting onto our email list. So you might have content upgrades in your blog posts. You might have your big kind of overarching list builder that you use, whether it's a challenge or a freebie or an ebook or whatever it is. You might have different workshops that you do, different challenges, and all of these things are going to be sending people into your list. So you want all of these people to be having a really similar experience. So make sure you're keeping that in mind as well. So this is where, after they've got their content upgrade or they've got their free challenge, whatever it is, they've received that email going, hey, here's your free thing. The first step of your funnel is what happens next. So you're going to add them all into this funnel. And if for anyone on here who's going, oh, how do I do this? MailChimp won't let me do this kind of stuff. MailChimp does if you want to use MailChimp, if that's your service provider of choice. I use ActiveCampaign and love it. There's also Drip, ConvertKit, Ontraport, a bunch of others. ActiveCampaign is a really good one to get you started. It starts at as little as $9 a month. So just a little caveat for that one. So everyone kind of gets, they've opted into your list. They've received their first freebie, and now they're in your master funnel. So very first thing you want to do is send them an awesome introduction email. And in this introduction email, it's what I actually call the love me or leave me email. So what you're going to do is it's kind of like almost like your about page. So again, you don't have to go and write this stuff from scratch. You've probably got most of this info on your site already, but I want you to go give these people a really good introduction to who you are. Tell them who you're for, how you can help them, and also tell them who you're not for, and give them the option to self-select out. So if you know that your niche is about A, B, and C, but not so much about D, E, F, then say that and say, and so if you're here looking for D, E, or F, I'm sorry, I'm not your gal. Click here to unsubscribe. And the thing is, you're giving people, it's almost like a secondary revalidation of their choice to opt in, because if they choose to stay, then it's like, yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is the person I want to be following. They're definitely going to be able to help me. I'm on board. Let's do this. So first email you send them, as I said, is the love me or leave me email. So it's an intro to you, intro to what you're about and what you're not about, and giving them that option to jump out of your list. So because if they're not resonating with you, you don't want them on there. Trust me, they're just taking up space. You end up paying for them because email service providers normally charge you based on how many subscribers you got, and if they're just there kicking tires, then they're costing you money. They're ruining your open rates, your interaction, your deliverability, all that stuff. You don't want them. Get them out. So that's email number 1. Now the following emails, I normally like to send them between 4 to 5 days apart. This is just for the first couple of weeks, because usually, I don't know, if anyone's like me, you're probably opting into a few different bits and pieces, and you might forget that you opted into someone's list if you don't hear from them again till a whole week later. So for those first couple of weeks, I do send a bit more regularly. Normally, actually, the first week, I might send 3 emails, and then the next week 2, and then it goes to about a 5-day cycle for the following couple of weeks for however many emails you want to send in this indoctrination kind of series. And the number of emails you send is actually totally up to you. And again, you don't have to rewrite any of these. My second tip for you guys is to actually go into your email statistics and find what have been your most successful emails that are kind of like a teaching sort of email that you've ever sent. So go and have a look. What's got the best open rates, the best click-through rates of all the emails that you've sent to your list previously, and take those emails and add them in kind of like an order that makes sense. Now, of course, you might have to tweak them slightly. They might be slightly out of date, but you want to really use this chance, as I said, to put your best foot forward, share your best stuff. And again, why rewrite it when it's already there? You've already put the time and effort into it. It's just going, finding it, and popping it into this sequence. Now, the third part of this sequence that is probably the most crucial part is I want you guys to make an offer. somewhere in this sequence, and it will really depend on obviously what your niche is, what your product is. And if you don't have a product yet, that's totally fine, but try and find an awesome affiliate product that you can link to, something that's got, a good amount of commission that you can get back, something that you really stand behind that really sort of aligns with the stuff that you talk about. You can even have a few of them sprinkled through, but I want to make sure that in this indoctrination series, you are giving people a chance to take the next step and also giving yourself the chance to start earning some nice recurring evergreen revenue. Now, there's lots of different ways to do that, and I'm not going to get into that here, but just make sure that within that indoctrination series, you are offering, and depending on how long it is, you might even have more than one, but you are doing at least one offer, and do it nice and close up to the front. So you'll have people that they've come in, they've got the freebie, they've kind of reaffirmed that yes, you are the person that they want to follow, and then you're going to send them a bit of value, and roundabout email sort of 3 or 4, you want to make an offer of some sort, and that can be subtle, it can be big, it can be all singing, all dancing. I'll leave that over to you to play with different ways of doing it. Maybe you invite them to a webinar, maybe it's a straight off, 50% off, maybe you're going to give them a bonus. Whatever it is, find a way to make a nice, timely offer and do it up the front. Because that other thing a lot of people don't realize is quite often your new subscribers are going to be probably the most primed to take that next step, because if they've sought you out and if they've been looking for that particular solution, that particular topic that you're talking about, they're probably right now, they have an issue or they have something that they need some help with. So right now is the best time to be offering that next step. I know some people like to really, really warm people up like months and months and months before they go and make an offer, but you don't have to be aggressive about it, but give those people who are looking for a solution right now the opportunity to take that solution if you have one, rather than making them kind of wait and wait and wait and wait for it, in which case they might have solved it themselves. They might have bought someone else's offering. So don't be too scared to make that offer. I probably wouldn't do it in your very first email, but give a little bit of value and then feel free to send through some sort of related offer. So just to recap, email sales funnels, not at all scary. They're literally just a series of emails, and there's some really cool tools out there that allow you to do them. ActiveCampaign is my personal favorite. I'll pop a link actually above that you guys can click through if you want to go check out ActiveCampaign. It starts at only $9 a month. Then once you're creating it, keep it super simple. Don't get too complicated, particularly at the start, and you don't need to go and reinvent the wheel. Use stuff you've already got that works. So the first email you're going to send is your love me and leave me email, where you introduce yourself, give people a chance to reaffirm that yes, you are the right person for them to follow, but also to opt out and leave if you're not. Do not be scared of scaring people, the wrong people, away. And then your following emails. So the next 5 to 10 emails, which you can scatter out at sort of varying intervals over the next few weeks, even months, they're going to be the very best emails that you've ever sent. Go through your stats, find them, pop them all together, tweak them slightly, and you're good to go. Seriously, this is not a difficult thing to do. You can go away and do it in a couple of hours, and you will be amazed, particularly if you do the third step, which is adding in an offer somewhere up the front, at how useful this can be for your business, or how good it is about creating that initial connection, creating that initial value, that trust, and also starting to get some sales coming through literally day after day without you having to do anything. So well worth a few hours, I reckon. Let me know if you're going to go away and try it, and if you've got any questions about funnels, feel free to pop them into the comments box. I'd love to answer them for you. I might even do another video to follow up on this to answer any questions you guys have. But otherwise, guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, I'd love if you could share it or give us a thumbs up or a heart so that we can get in the good old Facebook algorithm and it pops up on more people's feeds. But that's it from me this week, guys. I will see you guys roughly the same time, same day next week for more SBB Live. But in the meantime, happy blogging and have an awesome week. Bye.